Here goes nothing. So I'm making this video completely on a whim because I thought about it for 2 seconds and was like, that wouldn't take that long. So here we are. If you don't know me, my name is Sparks. I make a sci-fi webcomic called STEELHEART REDUX, and this is a speed draw or time-lapse of one of the pages from Chapter 1. I released all of Chapter 1 at once at the start of September. It is 68 full-color pages that I made in about 3 months. This is one of them. This is one that took the longest, or I don't know if it is the longest, but it's definitely up there, at about 5 hours according to Procreate's time. I do make all of my pages in Procreate, and then I take them into Photoshop to do text, sound effects, and then other cleanup, depending on what the tools available are. There are some things I like Procreate better for, a lot of things I like Procreate better for, at least in terms of speed, and then Photoshop just handles text better, which is not saying Photoshop handles text better than something is like kicking the other thing in the face, because Photoshop handles text like dog shit, so... But anyway, this is a scene where the main character, whose name is Arthur, sees a city for the first time that he's approaching. I really wanted this big scenic shot, and that involved drawing the entire city, which was an undertaking that I was kind of dreading up to doing this page. My original plan was to 3D model the city, all of it, and then trace that. I actually did start 3D modeling the city, and then I threw that plan out because I realized that it was stupid, and that why on earth would I do that? Nobody's actually going to look at that. It doesn't matter if the buildings are accurate. Though the buildings are somewhat accurate, you can see me slap like the building layout on the way down. The city is designed, like I know where everything is, and then I just kind of drew loops, squares on top of it. And then the buildings are not actually colored, I just kind of like layered some color underneath. You can kind of see like browns and grays and reds, and then I filled in a lot of trees. It's a very wooded city, but I like the look of that, and it also saved me some time drawing some extra buildings. You can see at that point I realized the city was too small, so I made it a little bit bigger, just so you could actually see some of that detail that I drew, that it wasn't like too far away. I figured it'd be fine. And then I filled in the river. I played with the colors of that for a while. I think that's what I'm doing here to make sure it looked good. Did I accidentally pause it? No, I didn't. Okay. I don't know why it's like stuck here. I don't know what's going on. I guess I was just fucking with something for a while. But yeah, you can see there's a lot of detail to it. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Yep, and then I drew the main character, and this is kind of cheating in terms of putting the character in the background because he's just in the foreground, but you know, it's that big scenic over-the-shoulder shot, so I wasn't really worried about it, and it did save me the time of having to put any 3D models in. I do use a lot of 3D models when I draw. I'm a game designer, or a wannabe one at least, so I know my way around 3D modeling programs, and I make a lot of stuff and trace it. I don't usually do that with characters because I find it a waste of time and usually gets in the way of me getting kind of the poses and vibes that I want. But my comic contains a lot of robots with really hard edges, so I have rigged models that I use for those. And then there's also a model for the bike that he's on that I didn't use here because I didn't have to, so that saved me some time. Then I put in clouds. Half of this comic is just an excuse for me to draw pretty clouds. I'm not great at it yet, but I'm kind of working on it. And then I put in a bunch of lighting. This was the secret sauce of this page. Up until this point, I was kind of freaking out, being like, oh my god, is this not going to look good after I put 5 hours into it? But I kept messing with the lighting. I looked at references. References are huge. I made sure to get that atmospheric perspective, and that's the secret sauce. The cloud shadows are what really make this page. So yeah, this is the page. I'm really happy with it overall. overall. It's one of the ones that I show off to people when I'm mentioning the comic, which, if you're interested, it is on both Comic Fury and Tumblr, and it updates Tuesdays and Fridays, and sometimes other days of the week if I get a little antsy and feel like cheating. But if you've watched all of this, thank you for listening, and I'll see you later.